I'm Athena from Courage Coaching. Thank you for joining me today. Today's topic focuses on triangulation, and I'm going to specifically talk about triangulation in narcissistic relationships. Now, what is triangulation? Triangulation is when someone brings us into a conflict or an issue that we are not actually directly involved in. In triangulation, a person uses a third party to communicate to somebody else. This is essentially a form of passive-aggressive communication that is very common in many homes, and especially in dysfunctional homes where one or both parents are narcissistic. Now, the problem is that because triangulation is very common, most people aren't actually aware that they're being triangulated. They may consider this type of communication normal, and they don't see that they are being used for somebody else's gain. Now, what does triangulation look like? I will mention some examples of triangulation, and maybe some of these will resonate with you. So one example of triangulation in a family home is when one parent tells the child how awful the other parent is, or discloses anything about the other parent that isn't positive. So when you are pitting your child against the other parent, this is triangulation. Another example of triangulation is when there are siblings. So they may say something to you about your brother or sister and vice versa. They may say something to your brother or sister about you. One example could be that they say that your brother said something really horrible about you, when actually in reality this isn't true. And what this does is it will cause an argument between you and your brother, because you will feel angry at your brother for saying such a horrible thing, which means that then you will go to your brother and say something. This will cause an argument, and then this will create a distance between you and your brother. And the reason a narcissistic parent does this in particular is because they want to be in control. So if they favor one child over another, so in this case it will be the golden child, the scapegoat child will constantly get brought into conversations where the parent will say something bad about them, and the golden child will obviously end up having arguments with the scapegoat child. And the scapegoat child will always be punished, and the golden child will always have the upper hand. So another example is that a parent may ask one of the siblings to talk to the other sibling to get them to do something, which is actually for the parent. So they may say, could you please tell your brother to stop using my credit card? Or could you please tell your sister to visit me a bit more? Or call me a bit more? So this is again using a third person and involving them in something that the parent should actually do directly themselves. Another example of triangulation could be that somebody asks their best friend to get involved in an argument that they've had with their partner. Again, triangulation involving a third party. Now these are some examples of triangulation, but why do people triangulate? Well, number one, they do it to paint somebody in a specific light. So if a narcissist does this, they want to manipulate, they want to gain control, so they will triangulate. Another reason they do it is because it inflates their own sense of self, it protects their ego by getting somebody else to do their dirty work, or they do it to gain sympathy from others. And lastly, they also do it to confirm that their view is the correct one. Now, what are some boundaries you can set around triangulation? So you could directly say to the parent or whoever is the one doing the triangulating, I don't want to be involved in this. I don't know what the whole story is, so I feel very uncomfortable sharing my opinion on this specific topic. I don't think it is my place to get involved in this. I don't think I'm able to help you out with that or to be a judge on this because I don't know the whole story. I really do not like being put in the middle, and I would rather not hear about this anymore. I don't want to discuss this with you anymore. And lastly, you could say, I think having a direct discussion with that person would be the better option. So these are some firm boundaries you can state. These are some things that you can say. The thing that I have said personally when I feel that I'm being triangulated is that I do not like being put in the middle. I do not like being involved in something which involves a third person. And I have been in this position more times than I can remember, and I always say the same thing, even though the person probably keeps doing the same thing. But anyway, that's for another video. So, what is your experience with triangulation? Have you experienced this? And if you have, please let me know in the comments below the video. If you enjoy my videos and you are new to my channel, then please click on the subscribe button for more content. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.